Welcome to the new episode of The Daily Bread, thedailybread.com. You can find out the latest information that's going on in LA, in the United States, and around the world. What I want to discuss today is parent rights. What's happening today? Our AG, California AG Rob Bonta, he's been coming out talking about things, and I actually like that guy. You know, he was good to us in the cannabis industry. He was a good dude. He was actually good in the assembly. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know why he went so crazy. However, what's happening is a tragedy. Parents should be able to be the one and only voice to raise their children. Period. Period. Unless the parent or the boyfriend or new husband, the old husband is abusing a child, that parent that gave birth to that child should have the first say-so when it comes down to education, knowledge, and information, especially when they're minors, especially when they're, I want to say maybe under the age of 10, 11, 12 even. I understand puberty starts early now. I understand kids are now exposed to the internet, and a lot has changed since I was a kid. So I get it. Kids see things that we wouldn't want them to see until they were 18. However, if you're not going to allow a child to smoke hookah until he's 21, he can't go to a strip club, he can't go to a bar until he's 21, he can't own a gun until he's 21. How would he be able to make life-changing decisions if he's 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or even 11, 12, 13, 14? I remember when I was 14 years old, I thought, my first girlfriend was going to be my last girlfriend. I thought I was going to be a rock star. I thought I was going to conquer the world. So I thought. I was a kid. I was dreaming. I was confused. Then you end up being lonely. Some are just having difficulties, growing up and fitting in and maybe not fitting in. And people that didn't fit in are now doing better now than the people that did fit in. However, parents should have the first say-so when it comes to family, so when it comes to their kid. We're going to see a lot of changes. For the first time in a long time, I've seen parents stand up. It's a blessing. I've actually seen people that I try to encourage and I spoke with and said, get involved, get into politics. It affects our life. It affects our business. I mean, they were telling me I'm crazy and now I want to be a politician and I'm going to do this and I'm just getting involved. Now they're calling me and saying, hey, Arnie, can you help us with this? Can you show us direction? Can you tell us more about this? How do you know so-and-so? Or who do you know that can help us with this? That's awesome. They're waking up. It's kind of I don't want to start with the left wing, right wing, woke agenda, but the woke agenda woke up the other side in a way, which is kind of refreshing because people that didn't care about politics, didn't care about school stuff, they dropped off their kid at school, picked them up at 3 or 4, went home, gave them food, did the homework, repeat. And then their kid graduates, they're all happy, it's, graduation day, forget about it. Now they're getting involved. Why? Because their kid goes to school, they can change his pronouns, his name, and the parent won't even know until the kid is destroyed completely, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then the worst part of that is the parent cannot sue the teacher that held information or encouraged that kid to do so. So be careful who teaches your kid what, where you take your kid to school at. Public information and public schools is not what it used to be. Public education was funded by the Rockefellers. Those guys still hold the strings. They send the messages from the federal, state level, and then local districts just do as they say. Because anyone that's a career politician is not going to go against the party, especially in California. I'm just stating facts. It's not about good or bad. That's the way it is, because that way their career will no longer be. Now, moving forward, I see parents standing up. I see parents voicing their concerns. I see parents making moves financially and by voting. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the LAUSD races, in the Glendale USD, Burbank USD, and all across California. People are waking up. Temecula, Chino, applause. They're doing a lot of great work. Freedom Angels are doing amazing work up on the state level for the parents. What people need to understand is when I speak about people's individual work or I speak about an individual politician, that's regarding that policy or that politician. It doesn't mean I endorse people. It doesn't mean I support people for everything else that they're doing. I get a lot of backlash that, oh, you support so-and-so, but they defunded the police. But they're talking 3 years ago. Now that person supports the police, for example, or has always supported the police. At that time, that was the conversation that was being had. That's the moves they made. A lot of departments got defunded in LA during COVID. Life goes on. We move on. The bigger problem we have in LA is George Gascon. That son of a gun has to go. So anybody that's voting in LA should vote for District Attorney Jonathan Atami. Jonathan Atami. Jonathan Atami. Jonathan Atami. That's what you got to, ring. Jonathan Atami. That's who you want to be your DA, the next DA. Jonathan is a family man. He's a religious man. He's a God-fearing man. He protects children. He fights for children. He fights for human rights. And he's a fair man. He's actually a fair man all across the board. So what I ask everybody to do when it comes voting time is to know who you're voting for. If you don't know, don't just check a box. I would rather have your vote not be voted or you not vote than vote for the wrong person because you were uneducated or uninformed. And that is your fault. You should definitely educate yourself. You should definitely learn how to or who to vote for and how to vote. You should know the person's background, what they're standing for, not just what they come out and say during an election. George Gascon said he was for the safety of communities. Not one policy has made our communities safer. Every single policy he's passed or put into effect has actually hurt our communities. So we want safe communities in Los Angeles. We want safe communities all over California. And it's the most important thing to do. And the most powerful thing you have is your vote. The most powerful thing is the vote, your voice. Speak up. Otherwise, nobody wants to hear it after the fact. God bless you. Stay blessed. TheDailyBread.com.